What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Daysha E.
And what's up, everybody? It's your boy, WhoElse.
And you're back for another episode of Culture or Clickbait,
where we take the hottest headlines in sports, music, entertainment, and determine whether it's for culture or
for clicks.
Daysha, let's get right into it. Tell us what happened at the BET Hip Hop Awards.
So, as y'all know, the BET Hip Hop Awards definitely just happened this week. And it was a pretty good show, right, Giles? Did you see it?
I ain't watched the whole thing, but I caught highlights on Twitter.
Okay, so if you saw the highlights, you pretty much saw the show.
A word?
Yes.
Okay.
So, one of my favorite things that I saw at the show was definitely Swizz Beatz and Timbaland taking home the Cultural Influence Awards. That was definitely dope.
Word. Matter of fact, one of the highlights I did see was Jermaine Dupri, Bow Wow, Ludacris, The Brat, the Franchise Boy, Chiggy, and Tyrese all hopping on the stage for the So Def performance. Oh, and Nelly as well. They did they thing. This one most definitely and undoubtedly is for the culture. I think we needed more of those 50 years of hip hop performances. Daisy, what were some of the performances that you enjoyed?
I more so want to talk about the ones that I didn't enjoy because female MCs definitely showed up, but they did not show out.
Yikes. Okay, so of the female MCs, let's go ahead and list them. Who will go best to worst? How do they take them?
Okay, best to worst. So I'll say we'll start best with being Glorilla.
Okay.
I'll give it to Glow because she actually had a theme around her performance. She gave like a schoolgirl vibe. Her dancers were students in school, so Glow will take it first.
Okay.
Then I'll give it to the City Girls. City Girls, love y'all down. 305 to the day I die, 1,000%. But what I will say is, I feel like it's something that I've seen before. It didn't give me a new feel. It didn't give me City Girls 2.0, and I feel like that's the place that they should be as artists.
Okay.
And dead last, we have Sexy Red. The whole Sexy Red performance for me just gave very lackluster, underdeveloped, and underwhelming.
Okay.
1,000%.
Okay. Knowing that, I mean, I think that, I guess it depends on the consumer. Consumer being us. Let's talk about the facts, right? I think we all are missing that true hip hop element. Those jams that just made us feel good, top to bottom, left to right, up and down. We can't necessarily be mad at how these female rappers are performing because our culture, we're encouraging it.
We are.
All of their songs are on TikTok. All of their lyrics are our captions. And let's be honest, women are taking over the game from a hip hop consumer standpoint. I do think these ladies are doing their thing in their own way. As I said, I did not watch the full performance, so I can't speak to it, but you're making me not want to go back and watch it. I mean, I think we just gonna take it for what it is. I think BET Hip Hop Awards, this was a good night for the culture in general.
Definitely.
We can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. We can go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Let's jump right into the next topic. The headline of today. Daisy, what happened?
Baby, Jada came out and told us that her and Will has been separated for 7 years.
7.
I
Hold
said
on.
7.
No. Let's unpack that. 7 years. 7 years. Means it was 2016. What all happened in 2016? But think of all the things that happened between 2016 and now. You got this alleged, which it's probably not even alleged no more. This situation with August Alsina.
Oh no,
and the entanglement.
Everything was real. Everything had to be real. From the August Alsina situation all the way to the red table conversation that they had as a family.
Oh.
It was just like, for what?
Will Smith slapped Chris Rock on national television and told him to keep his wife's name out his mouth. Whole time, they wasn't even together.
Whole time living in separate houses. It's just, it's a lot to unpack. And granted, Jada did come out and state that the only reason she hasn't said much anything about it is because they didn't know how everybody would take it. They didn't know how everybody would receive it. She did also state that they aren't divorced. But baby, 7 years of a separation, y'all might as well go ahead and sign the papers.
What y'all waiting for? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna fall back on that topic. I'm gonna fall back on that topic. I got a lot to say. We're gonna let that for y'all in the comments to discuss. This undoubtedly is definitely clickbait. Y'all make sure that y'all go buy Jada Pinkett's new book. Jada Pinkett's new book.
Jada Pinkett definitely is coming out with a new book.
Okay. Now, we got to go ahead and wrap things up. Daysha, tell them what's going on in California.
Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this because it's fairly new, but I'm gonna put y'all up on some game. In California, they're discussing coming up with a Ebony Alert and putting that in full effect to be able to find young black children and young black adults all the way to the age of 25. Now, this may sound like something that might be good or bad, right? Everybody's a little impartial about it, but just a little background. The Ebony Alert will basically mirror the Amber Alert, okay? Last I checked, Giles, Amber Alerts took care of all children. I don't see the point of an Ebony.
Daysha, let's pause here. Let's talk about this. If you can't name me the last 3 kids that popped up on the Amber Alert, I would venture to think that they probably did this because black people ain't looking at these Amber Alerts. I know I'm not. One thing that I will say as I read that article though, is that they are going to be utilizing media outlets to be able to communicate these Ebony Alerts to our community. Now, if I sat here and named you, what's the last person or last persons that went missing on social media, black persons, you'd be able to name them.
Sure would.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that by naming it Ebony Alert, it might have turned a couple people off because it's like, why I gotta be named Ebony?
When the last time we named one of our kids Ebony?
It's giving like almost Shanae Alert.
Exactly. They could have gave us
You know what I'm
Jasmine.
saying? Like they could have did something else. So I
Shanae.
think the name itself, I'm not so mad at the initiative though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of those things where we're just gonna have to see, one, if it actually happens, and 2, let's go ahead and just call a fact a fact. We spread our information, get our news, and find out about things through social media.
Yes, we do.
If they utilize and combine all these media outlets, I don't think that necessarily be a bad thing. It might help us actually find some of these kids.
Okay, so I like the silver lining in that, right? But I feel like this is one of those things where they're just giving us something, throwing a title on it to make it feel good for us. Nonetheless, when you get a regular Amber Alert, the Amber Alert says something very random, like the child's, well, not random, these are real facts, the child's age, what they have on, their race, and the car that possibly took them. Now, granted, in our hoods, everybody drive a Nissan Altima. Let's really talk about it. So when you send an Ebony Alert and you say that the child was taken in a gray Nissan Altima and 6 of them broomed past you, we gonna be calling the police on everybody in our neighborhood.
Or we're probably not gonna call the police at all. Let's be real, it's not cool.
All in all, thank you for saying that. All in all, there's no real point for an Ebony Alert because like Giles said, nobody's gonna pay attention to the Ebony one the same way they do not pay attention to the Amber
Okay,
one.
Daysha, is this culture or clickbait?
This is definitely giving clickbait for me. Giles might say something different. What you think?
I don't have an answer to this. This has been another great episode of Culture and Clickbait. Y'all stay tuned for the next one right here at the HBUC.